Well, good morning, everybody. A little change of pace you got me today. We just picked up a unit up here in Elkhart. We're heading to Oklahoma, down to Norman, Oklahoma, just south of Oklahoma City. Probably be there tomorrow morning with it. So wanted to do a quick video here. I was reading through some of the comments on some of our videos last night, and noticed one on our pay video that we did, and there was a comment on there. Gentleman, sorry I can't remember your name, but you'll know who you are as soon as you hear this. Made the comment. He said you forgot to talk about shuttle pay and the bond pay, and you know what, you're absolutely right. We did forget to factor in shuttle pay on that, and I'll get into that here in a minute. We didn't talk about bond mainly because we were trying to just kind of run some numbers and keep it simple. But let's talk about shuttle pay real quick. So every unit that you're going to pick up is going to have a fee attached to it. And it's anywhere from, I'm going to go probably a little too low to a little too high. So just so we can maybe cover all the different companies. You're probably going to be anywhere from $30 upwards of $50. So most of your travel trailers, you're going to have like a $30, $35 shuttle fee on it. The bigger fifth wheels and the larger, like say your park models, your destination trailers, are probably going to be $40, $45, somewhere around in there. They could probably go as low as $30 and as high as $50. I have had fees as high as $50 for big heavy fifth wheels. That shuttle fee, what that is that pays the shuttle driver that goes to the manufacturer and picks up that unit and brings it to your yard. You know, whatever company you pull for, that it's all pretty much the same industry wide. That will come out of the second half of your pay. So that being said, let's talk about kind of how the pay works for a second. So you decide you want to do this, you go through orientation. Orientation, you get handed a card, and it's a com data card. Think of it like a prepaid debit card. Okay, so you'll have money put on it. You can use it just like a regular debit card or credit card, what have you. You go to dispatch, you get dispatched on your first run. You're going to get 50% of what that load pays up front. So for easy math here, you got a 1,000-mile load, it's paying $2 a mile, that's $2,000. You're going to get $1,000 up front. They're going to put it on that card. Now, that they call that an advance. All right, so never leave without paperwork and without having your advance. Don't roll until you have your advance. That advance is so you can buy fuel to get the unit from point A to point B. Now, you can use it for other things. You can buy food, you can do whatever you want. I tend to not spend money on anything other than fuel until after I deliver. Now, nothing is taken out of that advance. Nothing is deducted except maybe like they used to do like transfer fees, and it'd be like $1 or something. I've noticed where I'm at, they tend to not do any deductions until your settlement. So, but all companies are different. So, you bought your fuel, you deliver your unit, you turn all your paperwork in. After you turn your paperwork in, send it to payroll. Providing you've done everything correctly, you've turned in all the paperwork that you need to, you're going to get a settlement. Okay? That's the second half of that $2,000, that hypothetical $2,000 we're talking about. It's the other $1,000 minus your shuttle fee, and usually, again, they do a fee for the comm data transfer. Where I'm at, they do $2. So it's shuttle fee minus $2 for that. Now, if you're a new person, you have to pay what is called a bond. All right, and it's basically a CYA amount that covers you in case you have a claim on a unit that you're pulling. So let's say, what's a good example? Let's say you're backing into a spot and you bump into something and you wrinkle a bumper on a unit, on a travel trailer or something. So you're going to call claims. You're going to say, hey, I screwed up. I backed into a pole or something, and I scratched some paint, or I put a dent in a bumper or something. So they're going to ask you for pictures. You're going to send that in. They're going to determine what it costs to fix it, how they want to do it, so on and so forth. If they want you to just deliver the unit, so on. So the dealership says, okay, driver damage, you back into a pole, they file a claim. That bond, which is usually, and this can vary by company, but usually around $1,500, $1,500, that claim would then come out of that bond. Okay? So let's say that they make a claim and they decide, okay, it's $500. That $500 is coming out of your bond. Now, you still have to carry $1,500, so you're going to have to pay that $500 back. The way you pay it initially, there's two ways you can do it. You can either A, just write a check for $1,500, turn it in on your first day. It's painful to do that. It is painful to write that check up front or pay with that credit card or whatever, however your company does it. But it's done. It's over. It's finished. Okay? You've paid it, and as long as you don't have a claim, that $1,500 is just going to sit there. Okay? The other way, and the more common way that it's done, is on the settlement, so the second half of your pay, they're going to deduct 10%. On average, it's 10%. You know, some companies might be a little more, some might be a little less, but 10%. So 10% of $1,000 is what? It's $100. Okay, and the 10% is factored on the settlement, not the entire gross. They do not take the advance into account. It's 10% of your settlement. So 10% of $1,000 is $100. Okay. You're going to have to do that 15 times before you get to $1,500. Now, once you hit $1,500, deductions are done. They're finished. They're not going to deduct any more unless you have a claim and it pulls money out of your bond, because then you got to pay it back. And then I will tell you this, if you have a claim, your bond just went up. Now it's gone up to $2,000. So you have to pay back even more. Now that is where I'm at. Where you are might be a different story. You know, I've heard of companies that if you have a claim, they'll immediately terminate your contract. I mean, it really depends on what the claim is. But if you were being dumb, not paying attention, they might terminate your contract right then. They might put you on probation. You know, it depends on the company and what their rules are. So if they don't bring that up during orientation, ask those questions. Ask those questions. Those are things you need to know. They do have exceptions. I mean, your parked somewhere for the night and a horrible storm blows in and hail the size of baseball starts falling and it damages the unit. That's act of God. There's nothing you could have done to control that. You know, but the things you can control, you know, be aware of your height clearances, be aware of excuse me, traffic around you, objects when you're trying to park. That's why I like parking at rest areas if I'm going to be out overnight, because it's pull-through parking, it's not back in. So I've eliminated that worry of backing into something. You know, just be aware, be professional. You know, if you're the kind that's going to take a unit home, pay attention to power lines, tree limbs, things of that nature that you might have to contend with. And if it's close, if it looks close, don't do it. Don't take the risk. Don't take the risk. I mean, I personally, I don't like paying out money to have things fixed that don't belong to me because I did something stupid. So, you know, just err on the side of caution. Err on the side of caution with that. But shout out to the guy that made that comment, because you are absolutely right. We forgot to talk about that. And it wasn't that we left it out on purpose, the shuttle fee. It's because we've been doing this long enough now, we deal with it all the time. We honestly just didn't even think about it. Plain and simple, we just did not think about it. But I'm glad someone was watching and called us out for that, because this guy's obviously a transporter too, and he'll probably back me up on this. After a while, you do things every day and you don't even think about it. You're just on autopilot. You just do it. So thanks a lot for bringing that up, man. Hopefully my rambling here kind of gives the new people or the people that are thinking about it some insight into kind of how the pay works. I guess I should mention too, so on that comm data card, so not only does the company put money on there, you can set up direct deposit. And excuse me, I ain't been talking a whole lot this morning yet. You can set up direct deposit and you can transfer the money from that comm data card to your bank account at the end of the week, you know, or whenever your week is over. And that essentially becomes your paycheck, you know, minus all your expenses, your taxes, your maintenance, all those things. So that's kind of how that works in a nutshell. When you go through orientation, they might even go into it a little deeper with you. But if you're wondering how you get paid, that's it. There is no paycheck. There is no waiting days on end for settlements. Normally, you are paid within minutes or hours, depending on how busy payroll is that day. I have waited as long as 4 or 5 hours to get paid. Payroll was busy that day. I have been paid in as little as 5 minutes. I have gotten it that quick. So that is one upside to the RV transport. You don't have to wait, you know, a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever to get settled. That is a plus. The other big plus is getting that 50% advance up front, so you're not burning your own money, you know, the money out of your bank account to buy fuel. That is an upside to doing this. So, all right, I think I've rambled long enough. Justin's out playing farmer today, so you got me. Yeah, keep the comments coming. We're really enjoying some of the things you guys are coming up with that you're asking us. They're, again, things we don't think about, you know, because we're doing it every day. But yeah, keep them coming, and